How can we prevent the explosion? When Li Shiqing didn't know how to do it, she met Lin Feng. I can help you, but what would you exchange for? Lin Feng, who was working as an exchange master for the first time, didn't have much experience, so he mistakenly came to Zhao Gongzi. Everyone has come, give it a beating before leaving. Lin Feng picked up a beer bottle and said lightly, do you also have the surname Zhao? Keywords of the novel. Movie World Exchange Master No pop-ups, Movie World Exchange Master TXT Complete Collection Download, Movie World Exchange Master Latest Chapter Reading. Chapter 1, Everyone Has Arrived. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1, Everyone Has Arrived. The expenses for the entire venue will be borne by Mr. Zhao. In the bar, the DJ shouted loudly with a microphone, where is the scream? After the words fell, the whole bar boiled up. Ah ah. Thank you, Mr. Zhao. Hey, get up. Countless people were screaming, roaring, and a few big white legs were shaking in the middle of the bar. The deafening music made Lin Feng momentarily unresponsive. Handsome guy, what are you thinking? At this moment, a woman wearing a matching short skirt came to Lin Feng's side and shouted loudly, today is Mr. Zhao paying the bill, why don't we play together? Lin Feng looked at the woman and asked, Beauty, where is this? What's wrong with Binhai City? The woman in cheese short skirt asked in confusion. Lin Feng continued, can I use your phone? What's going on? Handsome guy, if you want my phone number, I'll just. Hey, why are you still stealing my phone? The woman in the short skirt was a bit angry. May 7th. Lin Feng still saw the time. The time and place are both wrong. Lin Feng was somewhat speechless. He was originally going to Jialan City because he was going to help Li Shiqing, which is Li Shiqing in the beginning. But no one wants to spread themselves to Binhai City. Just now, listening to the DJ shouting, Zhao Gongzi pays the bill, coupled with the arrogant face just now, Lin Feng still didn't understand what was going on. A big shot. I came to the movie Big Shot myself. The plot of The Big Shot is actually not complicated. It is the story of the young detective's son dashing standing up to fight against the unscrupulous Zhao Tai and the financial forces behind him. Zhao Tai, the illegitimate son of the chairman of Zhao Group, is arrogant, but thinks he controls everything, or in other words, everyone is like a dog in his eyes. The bodyguard is his dog, the general manager is his dog, and even the female celebrity is his dog. The Zhao family has contributed too much to the taxation of the entire coastal city, so ordinary people are also their dogs. Zhao Tai should sympathize with Zhao Ruilong. In their hearts, here, no one is allowed to exist who is more powerful than them. Everyone has come. Lin Feng turned his head and smiled at the beautiful woman, why don't we play around? Give me your phone. The beautiful woman reached out and took the phone from Lin Feng's hand, then turned around and left. Damn it. Bad luck. I thought it was a wealthy second generation, but it turned out to be a mental illness. Hey, beautiful woman. Lin Feng was still thinking of asking a few more questions, but he didn't expect to be mistaken for a lunatic. Big brother, don't worry, everything here is lacking, just beautiful women are not lacking. At this moment, the bartender at the bar poured Lin Feng another glass of wine and smiled, with the support of Mr. Zhao, many beautiful women want to come. Oh. Why? Lin Feng asked knowingly. Hee, big brother, you understand. The bartender chuckled, but stopped talking about this topic. After all, Zhao Gongzi is unpredictable. If he says something outrageous, it won't matter if he gets scolded a few times, but it's not good if he gets discarded like that small c. As for Lin Feng, of course he understands. If Zhao Tai is interested, then perhaps he can still be promoted. How many girls from the performing arts department attend dinner parties for this reason? Look at that big star Luo Qian, isn't she just being held up by Zhao Tai? As long as you hold on to a gold lord and can serve him well, like a dog, then you can realize your dreams. The outside world says that Luo Qian is Zhao Tai's dog. But in Luo Qian's opinion, what's wrong with being a dog? How many people want to be a dog but can't be one? Besides, although Zhao Tai is drug-addicted, cruel, and does nothing wrong, he is generous in his actions. This year's female lead in Between Light and Darkness is Luo Qian. Although the bartender didn't dare to say it, a sleazy middle-aged man beside him didn't care about it. He said a lot without hesitation. It seems that I know quite a bit about the inside story. I even know about Luo Qian. However, Lin Feng remembers that the beginning of the movie was to hold a celebration banquet for Luo Qian. So now it seems that the timeline has also been advanced. Brother, I tell you that although all roads lead to Rome, some of them were born in his mother. The uncle looked indignant and said, we men are suffering. Women can still rely on their own bodies to achieve class jumps, but what about men? Lin Feng shook his head and said, Big brother, you're wrong. Even men can do it. As long as you don't want to work hard, you can go find your aunt. Ha ha ha, brother, that's right. You're okay, but unfortunately I can't do it anymore. I'm not hard all over now. Uncle chuckled and said, but if you really have this plan, how about I show you a way? Big brother, forget it, I still want to work hard on my own. Lin Feng quickly waved his hand and said. He didn't come here to find an aunt. It's boring, forget it. I'll go to Jialan City to find my brother Juemin. At this moment, Uncle waved his hand slightly and was ready to leave. Wait, Uncle, did you just mention Jialan City? Lin Feng suddenly asked at this moment. Yeah, what's wrong? You also have acquaintances in Jialan City. I'm not bragging to you. Zhang Cheng, the deputy captain of the Jialan Criminal Investigation Brigade, is my classmate. If you have anything to do in Jialan, please mention it to me, it's good. Uncle boasted confidently. Lin Feng's eyes rolled and he said, Uncle, what is your surname? My name is Gao Xing, what is your name? At this point, Gao Xing is already half drunk. We are one family, big brother. Your name is Gao Xing, and my name is Gao Yu. Lin Feng said with a hint of excitement, it's just a coincidence. How could I feel so friendly at first glance? From now on, you will be my half-brother. Brother, said Gao Xingdao. Lin Feng said, brother. Drunken friends have no truth or logic. The two of them came and drank together. Originally, Gao Xing was already drunk, but now he has had a few more drinks with Lin Feng. Not to mention, he is unconscious, but basically he can't speak fluently. Then Lin Feng helped him up and prepared to go to the restroom first. Brother, please vomit first. Lin Feng threw Gao Xing into the restroom. Lin Feng naturally needs to temporarily use his phone, car keys, and the 500 yuan in his wallet. He just found out that Jialan City and Binhai City are not far apart. What else can I say? Just find a substitute driver to help you drive to Jialan City. But 500 yuan seems a bit insufficient. Lin Feng frowned slightly. I'll go. This time, Zhao Gongzi played a bit too big, he just placed a bet of 50,000. Hi, we think 50,000 yuan is considered a fart for people. At this moment, two people in black came to the restroom while chatting. What is Zhao Gongzi playing with? Lin Feng looked at the two and asked. The man in black smiled and said, he's playing with Mr. Wang from the plastic surgery hospital. The other person looked at Lin Feng and said, who are you? Me, Zhao Gongzi's classmate. Lin Feng said lightly, you two take care of my older brother. When he wakes up, tell him to go to Jialan City to find me. After speaking, Lin Feng turned around and left. Is this really Zhao Gongzi's classmate? Do we all have to take care of this person? If it's true, we'll have to be abandoned. Take a look at me, two people in black. I'll take a look at you, and finally decide to take care of this one first. As for Lin Feng, he knows what he needs to do now. Still saying that, everyone has come. It's hard to justify not beating Zhao Tai, right? End of this chapter. Do you also have the surname Zhao in chapter 2? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Do you also have the surname Zhao in chapter 2? Go on, Mr. Zhao, hold on. Mr. Wang, I'm optimistic about you. Mr. Wang, hold on. Next, Mr. Wang has already done 20 push-ups, and this is Mr. Zhao's 30th push-up. Everyone in the private room of the bar was cheering for the competition between Wang from the plastic surgery hospital and Zhao Tai, the young master of the Zhao group. They are doing push-ups with women on their backs, just to see who can do the longest push-ups. Grass. Zhao Tai let out a loud scream and then kicked the woman under him with a fierce kick. Bang! The woman wearing an eye mask slammed heavily into the table, and Zhao Tai didn't finish it yet. He kicked her hard and said, Call, I'll let you call. The old man who called has already surrendered his weapons in advance. Mr. Zhao, why do you need to have the same understanding as women? Mr. Wang quickly stopped Zhao Tai and said, Is it okay for you to win this game? Do I need your permission? When Zhao Tai turned around, there was still a hint of ferocity on his face and he said to Mr. Wang. Brother's fault, I will punish myself with 3 cups. Mr. Wang has seen Zhao Tai's personality in front of him for the past 6 months. To put it simply, it is unpredictable, so as long as you follow him, there will be no major problem. No, Mr. Wang just filled a glass and drank it all in one gulp. Alright, Brother Wang, it's just a game. Why can't you watch it so hard? Zhao Tai suddenly laughed and said, I, Zhao Tai, am willing to give up. This is a bet of 50,000 yuan. Bang! After speaking, Zhao Tai took out 50,000 yuan in cash from his bag and threw it onto the table. He has an assistant carrying cash with him when Zhao Tai comes out to play. What you need is this strength. Come on, drink. Another import-and-export trade representative, Mr. Liu, eased the atmosphere and said, Let's have a drink together. Come on, drink. Zhao Tai squinted his eyes and said with a smile. Most of the people in this private room were met by Zhao Tai in less than a year since he returned to China, and Wang De and Zhao Tai from the plastic surgery hospital actually have the closest relationship. After all, besides directly managing Taihua real estate, Zhao Tai is also preparing to venture into the entertainment industry and cultivate several female celebrities. If you want to cultivate female celebrities, then naturally you cannot be separated from plastic surgery hospitals. Female celebrities can be created in bulk. Among them, Luo Qian was Zhao Tai's first experimental subject after returning to China, and he wanted to promote Luo Qian to become a female celebrity. No, Zhao Tai directly spent money to make a movie, which is the one that started today, Between Light and Darkness. Zhao Tai has already entrusted all subsequent operations to Cui Jingmin. In short, there is only one requirement. Luo Qian must be on fire. Some people just enjoy playing with female celebrities. Not big stars, they don't play yet. That's the feeling of playing. Just like today's Russian turntable. Everyone takes what they need. Each of these women will earn over 200,000 yuan this night, and the woman who was just kicked by Zhao Tai will receive an additional 200,000 yuan in compensation. For people like Zhao Tai and Wang De, this money is just a drop in the bucket. They are just playing with novelty. Lying on the sofa, Zhao Tai felt a bit drunk and confused, but his mind was unusually clear. He was born to his mother, so he is naturally not liked everywhere. He only returned to China a year ago. After returning to China, his father temporarily took charge of Taihua real estate and asked Cui Jingmin to assist him. Obviously, if he does well, there will naturally be a resource tilt. So, Zhao Tai is prepared with both hands. On the one hand, he wants to do a good job in real estate. The new concept of real estate he is working on is still quite promising, and on the other hand, he wants to get what he wants through these women. How are your classmates thinking about it? Zhao Tai suddenly remembered this and turned to ask Luo Qian. Luo Qian said, they said to think again. I gave them a road to the sky, but they still have to think about it again. Zhao Tai said coldly, go out and call them now. If you want a fire, come to me immediately. I need to inspect the goods first. Luo Qian was a bit angry as she listened to Zhao Tai's words and said, Zhao Tai, you're going too far. They're all my classmates, and they're not the kind of people you think. Hee, it's precisely because of my classmates that I have to give them a hand. Fat and water don't flow into outsiders' fields, and what kind of people are they? Zhao Tai turned around and pinched Luo Qian's chin, saying with a smile, my favorite thing to do is to force good people into prostitutes, and in the future they will all be grateful to me. Just say don't you appreciate me? One sentence made Luo Qian stop saying anything. Once, Luo Qian thought Zhao Tai was her golden son.in.law, but later she admitted to being naive. This Zhao Tai is a demon. The only advantage is being generous in your actions. As long as Zhao Tai can elevate herself to the forefront, Luo Qian will serve Zhao Tai like a dog and acknowledge her. I'll go call them. Luo Qian knows that Zhao Tai is currently in high spirits, and at this time she must not disobey Zhao Tai's orders, especially in front of so many people. Zhao Tai has a strong sense of self-esteem. That's right, Mr. Wang. A few of Luo Qian's classmates will come over later, and you can also help inspect the goods, check your face, and check if your chest needs to be moved. If the bottom is too loose, then Mr. Wang, you still need to help with tightening surgery. Zhao Tai kissed Luo Qian and then said to Wang Dezi without hesitation. It's easy to say, just inspect the goods later. Wang De chuckled and said. These things are not the first time the two of them have done them. As for Luo Qian, she took her phone and went out to make a phone call. After all, the private room was too messy. Xiaoxue, Xiaoqing, are you two here? Zhao Tai said that if you come today, he will praise you. If you don't come today, there won't be this opportunity in the future. After dialing the phone, Luo Qian said, we are classmates, so I don't want you to waste any opportunities. He's really a talented person. Not far away, Lin Feng was also a bit drunk listening to the content of Luo Qian's phone call. This Luo Qian actually wants to drag her classmates down. In this line, it will be difficult to go ashore after being pulled down. Lin Feng, who had just come out of the bathroom, didn't know which private room Zhao Tai was in, and he couldn't have asked each one, otherwise he might have been directly held down by Zhao Tai's bodyguard. So Lin Feng decided to search one by one and coincidentally met Luo Qian. This Luo Qian must be with Zhao Tai. Lin Feng quietly approached Luo Qian, but he didn't expect her to call his classmate. Luo Qian, you are Luo Qian. After waiting for Luo Qian to hang up the phone, Lin Feng quickly came to her and said in surprise, I just felt familiar with my face. Ha! Where's Mr. Zhao? Luo Qian was startled by Lin Feng and said, are you? Me, Mr. Gao, did you forget? Last time, Mr. Zhao introduced you to him. By the way, last time I told Mr. Zhao that you were particularly suitable for our company's endorsement. Did Mr. Zhao mention it to you? Lin Feng said with a naturally familiar expression. Luo Qian wants to be popular and popular, which is her weakness. So when Lin Feng pretended to be a big shot and asked her to endorse the company's products, Luo Qian already remembered who Gao was. After all, as an actor, he still has some acting skills. Since I've encountered it, let's go. I'll go have a drink with Mr. Zhao. Lin Feng smiled and said, just in time to talk to Mr. Zhao and finalize your endorsement. Okay, Mr. Gao, please come to your side. Luo Qian hurriedly said. Let's go. Lin Feng waved his hand and said. In the bar and private room, the game has ended. Everyone drinks together, talks about things, and the next inspection. When Lin Feng came in, he saw Zhao Tai, Wang De, and several other familiar people. These are all Zhao Tai's close friends. Luo Qian, who is this? Zhao Tai didn't expect Luo Qian to bring back a man after going out. He couldn't help but frown and say. Mr. Zhao, you are such a forgetful person. Lao Gao. Lin Feng picked up a bottle of wine with a naturally ripe appearance and then came to Zhao Tai with a glass. There's something I wanted to tell you earlier. What? Zhao Tai's drunkenness suddenly increased, and his brain became a bit sluggish. Do you also have the surname Zhao? Lin Feng suddenly changed his face, and then a bottle of wine smashed fiercely at Zhao Tai's head. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. I am a law-abiding and good citizen. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. I am a law-abiding and good citizen. It's too fast. The first second, Lin Feng was still smiling and wanted to pay tribute to Zhao Tai's drink. The next second, Lin Feng directly smashed a beer bottle onto Zhao Tai's head. Quick, accurate, ruthless. If Zhao Tai hadn't been drinking, he might have been able to easily avoid it. After all, he often practiced boxing and was very good at it. But he drank alcohol, and he drank too much. Alcohol can numb a person's reaction. Especially with Lin Feng's beer bottle, he was completely stunned. Where is this? This is Binhai City. In Binhai City, it's almost enough for Zhao Tai to walk horizontally. He had almost both black and white factions, and in the year he returned to China, he quickly gained his own influence with the help of Cui Jingmin. Unless someone gets impatient and dares to attack them. Of course, Zhao Tai still has a dozen or so bodyguards. After all, he is not afraid of 10,000, just afraid of the unexpected. What if his brother and sister kill him? But these bodyguards are usually not in private rooms, they are all waiting in the bar lounge. Without Zhao Tai's orders, they wouldn't dare to come in at all. The previous time, because the bodyguard heard screams in the private room, and then the bodyguard Xiao Hai came in, he saw Zhao Tai playing multiplayer sports. Xiao Hai was scolded by Zhao Tai, and later was directly discarded. Since then, the bodyguards have developed a habit. Where Zhao Gongzi points out, where they fight. Zhao Gongzi doesn't speak, they absolutely won't enter the private room, even if the private room is noisy. Bang! 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 At this moment, there was a loud collision sound in the private room, each one so intense. You're really tough on this end. Lin Feng grabbed Zhao Tai's head and finally knocked him unconscious before finally stopping. He then looked at Zhao Tai, who looked like a dead dog, and turned to look at Luo Qian, who was shocked and inexplicable, saying, Look, is your gold lord also like a dead dog now? Ah! At this moment, Luo Qian woke up from a dream and wanted to scream, but in an instant, she seemed to be choked by someone and couldn't make a sound. Because Lin Feng fiercely pressed against Zhao Tai's throat with glass shards. All of this, to put it all, is actually less than 50 seconds before and after. It's too fast. The others who were approaching the private room were also caught off guard. Are you crazy? Surprisingly, someone dared to hit Zhao Tai. Is it still in Zhao Tai's territory? Don't move, Mr. Wang, Mr. Liu, Mr. Zhang. Just keep quiet. You are smart people. Lin Feng looked at those guys and smiled, you can't afford to wade through this water. One sentence left Wang De and the others stunned. Everyone is a human spirit, and in business, it is important to be harmonious and generate wealth. Is it none of my business whether Zhao Tai will die or not? After all, Wang De has a close relationship with Zhao Tai. If he didn't say a word, it wouldn't be appropriate. So Wang De said to Lin Feng, do you know who Zhao Tai you hit? He is the son of the chairman of the Zhao group. I tell you, if you hit him, you will have no place to stay in Binhai City anymore, and neither the black nor white sides will let you go. Mr. Wang, I just praised your intelligence. Lin Feng shook his head and said, if I don't know who Zhao Tai is, why should I hit him? He should return to Zhao Gongzi. He should give me a damn. I tell you, there can only be one Zhao Gongzi in the whole China, namely my eldest brother Zhao Ruilong, and others. It's a fart. Wang De stopped talking. Although he doesn't know who Zhao Ruilong is, judging from Lin Feng's arrogance, Zhao Ruilong must be amazing. He cannot afford to offend this matter. Not to mention others. Some women in the private room were originally here to accompany us in eating, drinking, and chatting at night, and whether Zhao Tai died or not was none of their business. Today I can play with Zhao Tai, and tomorrow I can play with Li Tai and Wang Tai. Only Luo Qian is genuinely worried about Zhao Tai. I have been a Tengu for so many years, and now I still haven't seen any benefits. If it weren't for Zhao Tai's continued support, even if, Between Light and Darkness, were to be released, it would still be a hit. How can she still be popular? How on earth can you release Zhao Tai? Luo Qian boldly said, you can ask for anything, but you must not harm Zhao Tai. Yes, yes, yes. Harmony makes money, okay. Brother, do you have any conditions to offer? Wang De quickly took advantage of the situation and said. Take a look, it's not bad that you're a big star. You should have said that long ago. Lin Feng said, actually, I just don't have any money left. I need 10,000 yuan. Do anyone have it? Let me borrow it and use it. 10,000, right. I have 20,000 here, all for you. You let Zhao Tai go. Luo Qian quickly took out her bag. She had just listened to Zhao Tai's words and was awarded 20,000 yuan to accompany another important person. She hadn't had time to deposit it in the bank yet. Now she threw it directly to Lin Feng and said, here you are, you let Zhao Tai go. Wang De quickly took out 50,000 yuan from the table and said, brother, there's 50,000 yuan here, and I'll give it to you too. Please don't harm Mr. Zhao. Bang! Lin Feng directly threw a beer bottle at Wang De and said, what the fuck do you mean? I'm borrowing money, not kidnapping and blackmail. I'm a good law-abiding citizen. Yes, 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 it's brother. I'm not speaking correctly. MMP in Wang De's heart. This Lin Feng must also be a wealthy second generation. This perverted temper is almost identical to Zhao Tai's. I'll lend you this 20,000 yuan, and I'll pay you back later. Lin Feng said to Luo Qian, then I'll even repay you with the principal and interest. After speaking, Lin Feng kicked the unconscious Zhao Tai away, and then he picked up 20,000 yuan and prepared to leave. By the way, Lin Feng had already stepped out of the bar door. Just as the others were about to make a phone call, Lin Feng turned around and said, in 20 minutes, you can call someone again. If it's not enough, I can't manage the others. Mr. Wang, Mr. Zhang, Mr. Liu, the three of you, it's a dead end. After speaking, Lin Feng turned and left. This time, Lin Feng left completely. In the private room, everyone, look at me, I look at you. What should I do? Luo Qian couldn't handle so much anymore, so she quickly helped Zhao Tai up and said, Zhao Tai, wake up. But Zhao Tai seemed like a dead dog, unable to wake up no matter how he shouted. Cui Jingmin, Zhao Tai was beaten. What should we do now? Luo Qian didn't dare to report to the police. Her first reaction was to call Cui Jingmin. After all, Cui Jingmin has the final say in some dirty things, including wiping Zhao Tai's buttocks. As for Lin Feng, he swaggered out of the bar and said to a driver at the entrance, can you go to Jialan City? The male driver hurriedly said, sir, it's possible, but the cost. Is 500 enough? Lin Feng drew out 500 yuan and said. This 500 yuan is nothing else, it's just that high star's money. Enough, I'll go drive you. The male driver took over 500 yuan and the car key, and then went to drive for Lin Feng. 5 minutes later, Lin Feng left the bar in a car and headed to Jialan City. He did confirm whether that Jialan was what he thought it was. And 10 minutes later, an ambulance stopped at the entrance of the bar. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Calculation, first find Li Shiqing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4 Calculation, first find Li Shiqing hospitals, VIP private rooms. Don't tell the old man about this. Zhao Tai, sitting on the bed, said with a slightly gloomy tone. Cui Jingmin quickly said, Don't worry, the master won't know. I have already told everyone at the scene that they are all smart people and won't speak recklessly. As for those women, I have paid a ceiling fee. Zhao Tai breathed a sigh of relief and frowned, asking, Did you find out? Not yet. I have already asked Director Li, he should give me a message soon. Cui Jingmin shook his head and said, Don't worry, with such clear surveillance, he can't escape. I was supposed to report to the police directly according to Cui Jingmin's idea. Let the police go and arrest people. There is evidence, there is physical evidence, and it's hard to say. The first thing Zhao Tai did when he woke up was not to call the police. He has been returning to his home country for nearly a year, how has he ever suffered such humiliation? He must personally catch this bastard Gao Yu and then kill him. Thinking of this, Zhao Tai became even angrier and said, What are you still doing in a daze? Now, call Director Li immediately to ask how things are going. Okay, I got it. Cui Jingmin was startled by Zhao Tai's appearance, and then he prepared to take out his phone to call Director Li. Director Li, I'm Cui Jingmin. How's the investigation going? Cui Jingmin turned on his phone to amplify and asked. Director Li shook his head and said, I compared this person's photo in the background, and there was no such person found. Moreover, I suspect that his name is all a pseudonym. Cui Jingmin hesitated and said, Kana. Yes, Kana. Director Li nodded lightly and said, There is another victim at the bar tonight, whom I still know. His name is Gao Xing, and he has already woken up from drinking. At our police station, his phone, money, and car were all taken away by Gao Yu. Guangming Road Police Station. Director Li does find this matter a bit strange. Firstly, he watched the video and it seemed that the self-proclaimed Gao Yu suddenly appeared in the bar, and then Gao Xing took the initiative to recruit him. Secondly, he asked some people present at the time that Gao Yu suddenly took action after arriving at the bar. Anyway, Director Li is seeking help from Taihua Real Estate, so of course he will do his best to help people with their tasks. To this end, Director Li finally said, Mr. Cui, this Gao Yu must be someone familiar to Mr. Zhao, otherwise he wouldn't have known everyone around you. He knows people like Luo Qian and Wang De. Alright, it's okay, we will do our best to capture this Gao Yu. I'll let you know as soon as I have any news. After hanging up the phone, Director Li came to the conference room. Why am I so unlucky? Gao Xingjiu had already woken up and said to Director Li, Old Li, you must catch this guy. It's a waste of my emotions. Alright, I already know everything. I called Yanan and he will come and pick you up later. Director Li looked at Gao Xing and said speechlessly, You're already this age, can you restrain yourself? Don't call the Asian man. Aren't you forcing me to die? Gao Xing exclaimed loudly. Why don't you die? Behind Gao Xing came a voice that made him quite scared. Her sister, also known as the detective Gao Yanan, is known as the flower of the police force. Yanan, you misunderstood me this time. I'm really. Gao Xing felt a bit scared when he saw his sister, so he quickly explained. Misunderstanding. After all these years, you still only know how to use this reason. Gao Yanan was too lazy to talk to her brother anymore. She said helplessly to Director Li, "Brotherly, I've caused you trouble again. Yanan, it's really not your brother's problem this time. I've seen the surveillance footage and that person named Gao Yu is indeed." Director Li quickly explained, but to his surprise, Gao Yanan waved his hand and said, "Brotherly, you don't have to speak for my brother anymore. After all these years, don't you know his character? Alright, then I'll take him away first." Director Li shook his head and said, "You can't leave, Asian man. Your brother's belongings have indeed been lost, and I am also preparing to file a case." "No need to file a case." Gao Yanan waved his hand and said, "He just drank too much and broke it. People have already called me to explain, and his car and phone will come back later." "What?" Director Li's face changed and he said, "What's going on? I never expected that this tall and fat middle-aged man with big ears and sleazy appearance would be Gao Yanan's brother." Sitting on the car heading to Jialan City, Lin Feng thought of the call just now and found it quite interesting. Originally, Lin Feng had no intention of pitying Gao Xing. He was planning to have his driver take the car back to Gao Xing after arriving in Jialan City, and the same goes for Gao Xing's phone. After all, Lin Feng is a law-abiding citizen. We cannot do anything that violates the law. Attacking Zhao Tai is not included in this list. Do you think beating a beast is too much? As for the alarm, Lin Feng believes that Zhao Tai will not report to the police. He is too familiar with the contradictory psychology of the wealthy second generation born from this little mother. Under the arrogant and domineering mentality, it is actually extreme inferiority. Look at him in front of his father, daring to be angry but not daring to speak up, looking at him in front of his brothers and sisters, envious, jealous, and a bit timid. Look at him in front of others, sickly and arrogant, 1 second still polite, the next second instantly explodes. In his extremely insecure situation, anyone who looks down on him at all will explode. At the beginning of the movie, Big Shot, Zhao Tai scolded his subordinates for being useless and trash because they lost in the game. He told them to go pick up the trash can, which shows that he was like a dog to the people below. On the other hand, when Sun Daxing's classmate Wang Feng brought him to Zhao Tai actually gave face at first and humbly stated that he was not the chairman of Taihua Real Estate, but just an executive director. Even satisfied with Wang Feng's praise, he is indifferent to giving Sun Daxing a spot in a school district room. All the conflicts began with Zhao Tai's toast to Sun Daxing. "Sun Daxing doesn't drink. If I don't drink, it's just not giving me face." Then it exploded. This kind of person, you say, Lin Feng humiliated him in front of everyone and beat him like a dead dog. Do you think he lost face and wouldn't want to retaliate? Alarm. It's impossible, he will definitely come personally to deal with Lin Feng. That's exactly what Lin Feng wanted. Zhao Tai can walk horizontally in Binhai City, but this is Jialan City. "Sir, there's Binhai City ahead. Where are you going?" At this moment, the driver asked Lin Feng. "Go to the Jialan Public Security Bureau." Lin Feng said. "The Public Security Bureau." The driver was taken aback, but quickly said, "Okay." 30 minutes later, at the entrance of the Jialan Public Security Bureau. "Take this car back and someone will call you. Also, bring this phone back and give this 500 yuan to the owner of the phone. This 1,000 yuan is your reward." Lin Feng looked at the driver and said, "If someone asks you where I am, don't say it yet. Just say I want you to keep it a secret, and the other person will definitely give you money. You can just say it later. You are a smart person, you should understand." The driver nodded lightly and said, "I understand. Thank you, sir. I'll leave first." "Well, let's go." Lin Feng waved his hand. After waiting for the driver to leave, Lin Feng glanced at the brightly lit Jialan Public Security Bureau and then turned around to leave. "It's already so late today, my Uncle Zhang must have gone to bed. Tomorrow, come find me Uncle Zhang again. But now, let's go to Li Shiqing first. End of this chapter. Chapter 5 Li Shiqing. Neurosis. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5 Li Shiqing. Neurosis Jiaolin Normal University. Lin Feng only knows that Li Shiqing is a junior student at this school, but he is not aware of any other information. He might as well go find Li Shiqing's counselor, Teacher Wu, first. Li Shiqing is currently difficult to find, but Teacher Wu still found it easily. Hello Teacher Wu, I am Wang Feng. Lin Feng smiled and said to Teacher Wu. Hello, may I ask if you have anything to do with me? Teacher Wu asked Lin Feng with some confusion. Lin Feng smiled and said, it's like this. My dad asked me to talk to Li Shiqing about something, but he doesn't have Li Shiqing's phone number, so I have to find it myself. Your dad? Teacher Wu is a bit confused. Lin Feng explained, my dad is the driver of the number 45 bus. A while ago, Li Shiqing's wallet was stolen on the bus, but my dad helped him find it. But since then, every time Li Shiqing takes the number 45 bus, he has to bring something for my dad. This has actually had an impact on my dad's work. But this little girl is also kind, and my dad is too embarrassed to say anything about him, so he asked me to come over and tell her. This explanation is reasonable and reasonable. After all, if Lin Feng comes up and asks for Li Shiqing's phone number, then Teacher Wu cannot give it. What if you have any intentions? Even though Lin Feng explained it this way, Teacher Wu still called Li Shiqing. At this moment, Li Shiqing, who was reading in the dormitory, received some surprise from Teacher Wu. Teacher Wu, what's wrong? Teacher Wu asked, poetry, did you lose your wallet on the bus the previous time? Li Shiqing was a bit surprised and said, yes, but it's quite early. Teacher Wu, how did you know? Teacher Wu continued to ask, did the bus driver help you find it? Yes, that driver uncle is really a good person. I have my ID card, student card, bus card, meal card, and more importantly, there is my admission ticket inside. If I really lose it, it will be very troublesome. Li Shiqing was a little scared and said, but Teacher Wu, how did you remember to ask these questions? It's like this, the driver's son has come to find you. Wait under the dormitory building, and I'll take him there. Teacher Wu calmed down. All of this is right. After hanging up the phone, Teacher Wu said to Lin Feng, let's go, I'll take you there. Thank you, Teacher Wu. Lin Feng spoke up and said. Teacher Wu waved his hand slightly and said, you don't need to thank me. I want to thank your father. I didn't even know what happened to Shiqing, this child. I'm really not qualified as a counselor. Lin Feng shook his head and said, Teacher Wu, you are the most qualified counselor I have ever seen. Teacher Wu was stunned. Lin Feng said seriously, if it were an unqualified counselor, you might give me Li Shiqing's phone number after I finish speaking, and then you won't care anymore. But you first asked me about my situation, then called Li Shiqing to verify, and even personally took me there. If such counselors are all unqualified, then I think there might not be a qualified counselor. It has to be said that Teacher Wu has been praised by many people, but those are either polite words from familiar people or empty praise. There is really no sincere praise like Lin Feng. For a moment, Teacher Wu felt a bit embarrassed and said, it's not as good as you said, I just have the responsibility to be a counselor. You said it well, my duty. Lin Feng exclaimed, if everyone were to do their job as well as you, Teacher Wu, then there would probably be fewer conflicts and contradictions in this society. Think about it, why was Wang Mengmeng forced to get off the car 5 years ago? For 5 years after her death, she was still insulted and accused of being a dead woman. Not to mention the pain of losing a daughter that Wang Mengmeng's parents suffered, they are now seeking blood revenge. But they don't even know who to seek revenge from. Then we can only create bombs to ignite public opinion. If not, how can Wang Mengmeng be cleansed of innocence? But how many units have not fulfilled their duties? Looking at Teacher Wu again, her love for students in the beginning is even considered a troublemaker. She only found out 5 years ago on May 16 that it was Lu Yao who commented. However, we don't need Lu Yao anymore. Having Li Shiqing is enough. No. Even Li Shiqing doesn't need it. The girls' dormitory is downstairs. Li Shiqing is wearing Doraemon's pajamas and waiting for Teacher Wu. For Li Shiqing, every time she meets that uncle on the number 45 bus, she feels very secure. Li Shiqing was alone in Jialan City without any relatives or friends. At the moment when her wallet was stolen on the bus, she was on the verge of breaking down and crying. It's the driver's uncle. He stood up and told the thief to leave it on the ground, so he wouldn't pursue it. Otherwise, he would call the police. At that moment, the driver uncle was the light in Li Shiqing's heart, a superhero. Later on, every time she saw the driver's uncle, Li Shiqing would greet him. She actually gave him a pair of gloves, but he didn't want them. Today, why did the driver's uncle's son come? Li Shiqing remembers the driver saying he has a daughter. But it's not important anymore. I'll see what's going on soon. In the distance, Lin Feng saw Li Shiqing wearing Doraemon pajamas at a glance, truly youthful and beautiful. Poetic sentiment, this is the driver's son Wang Feng. Let's talk about it. I have something else to do. Teacher Wu introduced to Li Shiqing. Originally, Teacher Wu must have thought of waiting for Lin Feng to finish talking before leaving. After all, she was worried about what if Lin Feng had any ill intentions. Just now, Lin Feng boasted about Teacher Wu quite comfortably all the way, and the most important thing is that Lin Feng did not mean it intentionally, he was both sincere and sincere. How could such a young man be a bad person? So Teacher Wu decided to let the two of them chat privately. Okay, thank you very much, Teacher Wu. Lin Feng expressed gratitude to Teacher Wu. No hard work, that poetic sentiment, I'll leave first. If you have anything to do, give me a call. Teacher Wu waved his hand and then said a word to Li Shiqing before leaving. At this moment, Li Shiqing looked at Lin Feng and said, "So, are you the son of the driver's uncle?" Lin Feng smiled and said, "No, it's not." What? Li Shiqing was momentarily stunned. Lin Feng smiled and said, "I lied to your counselor." Li Shiqing. At this moment, she was a bit messy, and what Lin Feng said next made Li Shiqing a little confused. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Lin Feng, and I am mainly here to save you. You will be taking the number 45 bus to the city library the day after tomorrow to buy books, and then you will encounter an explosion. Lin Feng said lightly. Li Shiqing's first reaction as she looked at Lin Feng. Neurosis. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Do you want him to give it a try? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. Do you want him to give it a try? If someone predicts that taking the bus the day after tomorrow will explode and then says that you will enter a cycle, only with their help can you break free from the cycle, what would you do? In the evening and early morning, a user named Mai was forced to inquire about a question. The title is just such a title. As for the content, it detailed what Lin Feng said. Of course, there was no mention of the bus route or Lin Feng's name. She just introduced what a loop is, just like entering the dungeon in Infinite Terror. Then the main question is whether everyone believes it or not. The tags on this topic are also quite interesting, forcing me to directly assign them to 3 tags. Online novel, unlimited flow, and brain teaser problems. Then, in just half an hour, countless people flooded in. Liang Glingjiu said, "Wow, how long has it been since Infinite Horror? There are still people discussing it. Hahaha, it's been 5 years now, Z is amazing and has created Infinite Flow," he said. The master of the 1980s said, "This is to deceive the outline. If you want to write an online article, go to the starting point and publish the book. Don't force the outline anymore. Many people are mainly joking. After all, although the novel, Infinite Horror, has been completed for 5 years, it is still the groundbreaking monster of unlimited online literature, and many people immediately rush into this topic upon reading it. Li Shiqing looked a bit anxious in the dormitory. She wants to know how to handle this matter. She is waiting online in a hurry. But none of these discussions went up to the point, and not only that, many people actually said that Li Shiqing posted this to cheat the outline. This can also be understood. You were suddenly approached by a man who said that the bus you were taking the day after tomorrow was about to explode. What's your reaction? However, Li Shiqing is still considered a bit of a mediocre, and anyone who is an ordinary person would definitely not believe it, just like Zhang Cheng, Lin Feng, and others in the beginning cannot believe it. Du Ju just said, prepare for drug testing. In short, in the web drama, only the apostle of Lu Cat, the asthma conqueror, who was selected by the light, believed without hesitation. Ordinary people will definitely not believe it. Only second-year teenagers believe it. Li Shiqing is a bit of a second-rate student, and she also feels that what Lin Feng said tonight was quite detailed, even to the point where Li Shiqing had to believe it. She doesn't know what to do either. Alarm. Lin Feng said that if Li Shiqing reports to the police, at most she and Lin Feng will be sent together for drug testing. The most critical moment is when there is no time left. The day after tomorrow is the time to enter the cycle. I don't know what to do with Li Shiqing. She doesn't believe it rationally, but she is still timid in her heart. After much thought, Li Shiqing was ready to ask on the pressure. After all, it forces many capable people. But who would have thought that 20 minutes had passed, and Li Shiqing had posted over 30 "thank you" comments, all of which were devoid of any nourishment. Thank you for inviting me. I am in Pinyin City and just got off the plane. If what the test taker said is true, then I think the test taker needs to consider whether they have encountered any changes or not, because all of your personal privacy has been leaked. This is an extremely serious matter. Don't believe what the other person said about circular nonsense, and it will explode the day after tomorrow. Do you want him to explode and see? This kind of thing has happened before. Why do many masters deceive people into eating, drinking, wealth, and lust? Overall, the question is mainly about being careful. You should be targeted by someone. Finally, under Li Shiqing's crazy refresh, she saw a nutritious answer. This answer made Li Shiqing break out in a cold sweat. Below the comment, Li Shiqing asked, do I need to report to the police? Jianya Feinya replied, it's useless to report to the police. The other party hasn't done anything to harm you, and if you report to the police, it will only worsen the situation. After all, if you report to the police, he probably won't be punished by public security management. He said it's going to explode the day after tomorrow. It's simple. You can let him explode and take a look. Next, other people's thoughts are also similar. To save face and be my son, I said, I'm laughing to death. The question taker must be a girl, and the other person wants the question taker to exchange the most precious thing. Isn't that just greedy for the other person's body? If you're so mentally challenged, don't believe it. I am just a character who plays soy sauce. I don't think the test taker needs to worry at all. The other person is just a lunatic. You just need to stay a little away from the lunatic. This is a serious discussion. In short, the mockers believe that Li Shiqing is deceiving the outline, while those who seriously discuss it believe that Lin Feng is crazy. It's indeed a mental illness. Li Shiqing put down her phone and shook her head to smirk. Why does she believe in a lunatic? Sleep. Li Shiqing closed her eyes and slept. At the same time, at Guangming Road Police Station in Binhai City, Mr. Cui, Gao Xing has already withdrawn the case, and his phone, car, and money have all returned. Everything seems like what his sister said. This Gao Xing is just drunk and fragmented. Director Li made a phone call to Cui Jingmin and said, I sent you the phone number for the substitute driver. When I asked him, he didn't say anything. You can talk to him. Hospitals. Cui Jingmin nodded lightly and said, okay, I understand. Thank you, Li Suo. We have taken note of this situation. Hanging up the phone, Cui Jingmin turned to Zhao Tai on the hospital bed and said, we'll soon find out where this kid went. Please rest first, I'll go get things done. Do you think I can sleep? Zhao Tai said gloomily, if you don't go yet, I'll be waiting for you here. Bring the person back, and I'll ask him myself. Cui Jingmin hurriedly said, okay. 30 minutes later. The driver arrived in front of Zhao Tai. Zhao Tai looked at the driver's assistant and said, I just want to know one thing, where did you send that bastard? The driver shook his head and said, I'm sorry, but I need to keep the customer's privacy confidential. Pop. Zhao Tai looked at Cui Jingmin and saw that Cui Jingmin threw 10,000 yuan directly in front of the driver's assistant. The driver took a sip of saliva and said, but. Pop, pop. Cui Jingmin lost another 20,000 yuan and then said to the driver, as a person, be content. I'll give you one last chance and tell us where you sent him. The driving assistant was frightened by Cui Jingmin's expression, and he dared not be greedy anymore. I sent him to the Jialan Public Security Bureau, and then I left, he said. What? Cui Jingmin was stunned. Zhao Tai's face also changed. Is he a police officer? Cui Jingmin shook his head and said, it shouldn't be. There's no police officer so domineering, and if he were a police officer, I believe Director Li wouldn't be unfamiliar with him. Why did he go to the Jialan Public Security Bureau? Zhao Tai said coldly, don't tell me he's going to surrender. Yeah, why? Cui Jingmin looked at Zhao Tai's face and was startled. I'm going to investigate, I'm going to investigate. The next day, Lin Feng arrived at the Kozhen Slow Photography Studio. Hello, I'm looking for Lu Yao, Lin Feng said to the front desk of the photo studio. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Being a kind person. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Being a kind person. Can you really slow down the photo studio? This name is quite literary, and it's none other than Lu Yao who runs this same museum. Hello sir, do you want to take a photo? Lu Yao listened to someone outside saying she was looking for her and walked out. Hello Lu Yao, I'm Lin Feng. Teacher Wu introduced me here. Lin Feng smiled and said to Lu Yao. Lu Yao was taken aback and then realized that Lin Feng was referring to his former counselor, Teacher Wu, so she also smiled and said, I haven't seen Teacher Wu since graduation, and I didn't expect Teacher Wu to keep following me. Yes. After graduating from Jialan Normal University, Lu Yao lost contact with everyone in Jialan Normal University. She rejected her parents' idea of letting her go back to her hometown. Since that incident back then, Lu Yao has always been awakened from nightmares. She hates those cyberbullies. Wang Mengmeng was clearly a victim, but when she died, she was still mocked as a suicide girl. She hates that molester. If it weren't for him, Wang Mengmeng might not have had any problems. But Lu Yao hates herself even more. I am cowardly. If I were not cowardly, if I had called the police back then, maybe everything would have been different. If I had told the truth on the school forum back then, everything would have been different. Over the past 5 years, Lu Yao has been living in nightmares at all times. She is cowardly, but she dare not speak up. Those cyberbullies are too scary, and that molester could potentially harm themselves. She dare not stand up at all. Exactly so, Lu Yao is in a contradictory state of mind. She wants to cut off all contact with the past, but she is still stuck in Jialan City. Moreover, after changing so many phones in the past 5 years, she has always kept a photo. A photo of that animal. She didn't know what she was looking forward to. Perhaps one day, justice will emerge. Lu Yao doesn't know, she has always lived in pain, regret, and contradiction like this. Even Lu Yao was a bit sensitive to the name of Jialan Normal University. Just now, when Lin Feng mentioned his counselor, Teacher Wu, her face turned pale in an instant. Although she concealed herself well, she was still discovered by Lin Feng. What photos do you want to take? Lu Yao asked Lin Feng. Lin Feng smiled and said, it's like this. I lost my ID card and now I can't move any further. I slept in an internet cafe all night yesterday, so I just wanted you to take a photo of my ID card. I don't need to take a photo of my ID card. Lu Yao was a bit surprised and said, when you go to apply for a replacement ID card, they will help you take photos. Didn't Teacher Wu tell you? Lin Feng smiled bitterly and said, actually, I'm not familiar with Teacher Wu. I just mentioned that he wanted you to give me a cheaper price because I'm penniless now. Ah. Lu Yao didn't expect Lin Feng in front of her to be so straightforward, but no matter how she looked at Lin Feng, he didn't look like a person without money. Since the police station can make up the footage, I'll go first. Lin Feng thanked Lu Yao and said, thank you. Hey, wait a moment. Lu Yao looked at Lin Feng's back and shouted, then took out 200 yuan and gave it to Lin Feng. You can use this money for now. This. No need, I have money. Lin Feng shrugged and reluctantly accepted the money, saying, I will definitely repay you. It's okay, everyone has difficult times. Lu Yao waved her hand and said. Lu Yao, are you being a good person again? A chubby girl approached Lin Feng after he left and said, tell me, how many times have you been deceived in these years? Lu Yao smiled and said, it's okay, I believe there are still many good people in this world. The chubby woman cut and said, you're really naive. I'll bet you that this man won't give you back 200 yuan. Lu Yao is really a good girl. Lin Feng was a bit surprised holding the 200 yuan in his hand. He mainly came over today to get familiar with Lu Yao first, and then he can come to find Lu Yao for evidence after the bus explodes. As for now, let's go find my Uncle Zhang. Of course, before looking for Uncle Zhang, Lin Feng dialed Gao Xing's phone and said, hello, brother, I'm your younger brother. Have you woken up from drinking? Puff. Gao Xing, who was sleeping in a daze, received a call from Lin Feng and fell off the bed. You really dare to call me, he said. Gao Xing is not a fool. He carefully traced what happened at the bar last night. This person named Gao Yu is a scammer. Even according to Director Li's analysis, Gao Xing believes that this Gao Yu must be a pseudonym. Originally, Gao Xing also accepted it. After all, his car, phone, and money all came back last night. Although he didn't know why Gao Yu went crazy, Gao Xing believed that it was all thanks to his sister. Gao Yu must have heard that her younger sister was a criminal police officer, so she admitted to the crime. Then, her sister agreed to withdraw the case as a condition, and this kid obediently delivered the things. Gao Xing believes that his analysis is reasonable. Where did you think of the result? This early morning, Gao Yu actually called herself. Brother, are you saying that? We talked about it last night. We are half-brothers, and you drank so much again yesterday. I'm worried that you didn't wake up from the drink today, so should I care about you? Lin Feng said, somewhat puzzled. What? Brother, are you not planning to recognize me as my younger brother? I recognize your grandfather. Gao Xing rudely said, you really stole my things. Do you think Gao Xing is a fool? If it weren't for my sister, would you return my things last night? What does it mean to steal your things, brother? You said it last night, yours is mine, and I can use your things to my heart's content. I happened to be in Jialan City and had something to do. You said you wanted me to drive over, but I didn't have a phone. You said you wanted me to use your phone, and I said I didn't have money. You said you wanted me to use your 500 yuan. Lin Feng was a bit angry and said, I'm blind. Goodbye. Pop. Lin Feng hung up the phone. On the other end of the phone, Gao Xing was a bit confused. I wipe it. How dare he hang up on my phone? No, it's not. Is what he said still my fault? After thinking for a moment, Gao Xing called his sister and said, Yanan, did you really not threaten that Gao Yu last night? I'm too lazy to bother with your fox friend. I have something else to attend to, so I'll hang up for now. Gao Yanan, who was carrying out the task, hung up the phone. Sun Dashing looked at Gao Yanan and smiled, is that your brother again? Who said it's not? I've really had 8 lifetimes of bad luck with such a guy. Gao Yanan said somewhat dejectedly. Sun Dashing said seriously, it's not 8 lifetimes, it's 10 lifetimes. At this moment, Gao Xing became even more confused when his sister hung up the phone. It seems like it's really my fault. He quickly dialed Lin Feng's phone and said, Brother, I'm sorry, this is my fault. I apologize. Brother, it's not that I'm talking about you. You should be kind in your life. Lin Feng was still a bit angry. Last night, he said that brothers can exchange anything, but today he called me a thief. What do you think this is? Okay, my brother's fault. So, where are you? I apologize to you face to face. Gao Xing is busy apologizing. He's just good at this, he can make changes when he knows his mistake. Wrong is wrong. I wronged my brother. I am in Jialan City. Is it true that you mentioned Zhang Cheng as your classmate before? Lin Feng spoke up and asked about the main matter. Brothers and sisters, please give us some rewards and monthly tickets. It's really not easy for new people. Please give us more support. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Evil Girl, Tao Yinghong, Seeking Reward. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8 Evil Girl, Tao Yinghong, Seeking Reward, Jialan Public Security Bureau. After Lin Feng came in, he said to the police officer, Hello, I'm looking for Officer Zhang Cheng. Team Zhang. The police officer hesitated and said, Who are you? I am Zhang's nephew, and it was Gao Xing who sent me to find Zhang's team. Before Lin Feng could finish speaking, he saw a familiar figure and quickly shouted, Officer Yi, wait a moment. Yi Qian, who was about to report the insurance case to Zhang team, turned around and said to someone, Are you? Officer Yi, hello, I'm Lin Feng. You don't know me. Lin Feng said to Yi Qian, I just saw your photo and introduction over there, that's why I called out. On the other side, the police uncle said to Yi Qian, this person is looking for Zhang Dui and says he is Zhang Dui's nephew. It's just right. You can take him there. Okay. Yi Qian nodded lightly and then said to Lin Feng, you come with me. Lin Feng smiled and said, Thank you, Officer Yi. No need to thank you, but are you Zhang's nephew? As Yi Qian walked, she smiled and said, Why haven't you heard of Zhang's team? It's not my nephew, it's my brother and Zhang's team who are classmates. He asked me to come to Zhang's team. Lin Feng explained. Wait, your brother and Zhang team are classmates. And then you call Zhang team uncle. Yi Qian is a bit funny. Lin Feng said, Yes, I call Zhang team uncle, my brother, and my brother Zhang team brother. We each have our own opinions. Okay, you. It's pretty good, Yi Qian pondered for a moment and said, This Xingling is highly suspected. She has been married 3 times, and each time she bought her husband a huge amount of insurance. More importantly, since Xingling is missing now, it is necessary to find her as soon as possible. Zhang Cheng was talking about the case to everyone when he turned to look at Yi Qian and said, Yi Qian, what's going on? Yi Qian said, Zhang Dui, actually this Yi Qian is not married 3 times. Zhang Qingyi hesitated and said, What? Yi Qian Dao said, Du Bureau asked me to send it to the whole country for big data investigation, and found that I got married twice in Pinyin City, Haizhou City, and Lufeng City respectively. After all, this Civil Affairs Bureau is not connected to the internet, so we have not considered it this way before. Zhang Qing frowned and said, so, how many other husbands did she have? All dead. Yi Qian was somewhat shocked when she mentioned this and said, this is too scary, isn't it? It's impossible for only Zhengling to do it. Zhang Qing judged, in this way, you can send each person a copy of the information and let other sister units in the city investigate first. Everyone can communicate with each other. The top priority now is to find Zhengling. Jiang Feng said, Master, may Zhengling have already left Jialan? Yeah, Team Zhang, it's been over a month now. I think she ran away long ago. That's right, if it weren't for the insurer's self-disclosure this time, she might have nothing to do. Everyone in the conference room is discussing this matter. Evil girl. In everyone's eyes, this Zhengling is really a wicked woman. No, it's almost like a witch. Currently, she has at least 9 lives in her hands, which is just a result of investigation. What if it's not found? Check, continue to check, and then. At this moment, Zhang Qing finally discovered Lin Feng and said, who are you? Yi Qiandao said, Zhang Dui, this person says it's your nephew. My nephew. Zhang Qing was speechless and said, why don't I know? Lin Feng hurriedly said, Uncle Zhang, I am Gao Xing's younger brother. Gao Xing's younger brother. Zhang Qing looked at Lin Feng in front of him with some confusion and said, let's go and talk to my office. In front of Zhang Qing, Lin Feng knew that all he had to do was speak out in detail. Don't think about lying in front of Zhang Qing, an old detective who has been working for over 10 years. What hasn't he seen before? Except for loops. If Lin Feng told Zhang Qing about the cycle, then Lin Feng would definitely be tested for drugs. What Zhang Qing cannot believe, if he does. So, Zhang Qing will definitely send for drug testing as well. What haven't the police seen before? There are many strange reasons why criminals make up excuses to get rid of their crimes. For this, Lin Feng came to Zhang Qing's office and said, Uncle Zhang, the situation is like this. I only met Gao Xing last night. He drank too much, and I also drank too much. Then we got married to opposite-sex brothers. At the same time, I heard Zhao Tai wanted to become a female college student under the rules at a bar, so I beat him up. You should know about the Zhao group in Binhai City, but I didn't know who he was at first, and then I was scared and came to Jialan. Zhang Qing is familiar with Gao Xing as a classmate. This product is basically something that can be done, and it's normal for people to become sworn friends after drinking too much. Moreover, Zhang Qing can still tell whether a person is lying or telling the truth. So, do you want to apply for a replacement ID card? Zhang Qing understood what Lin Feng said. Yes, I am currently a blacksmith, and I have no choice but to stay in a hotel normally. It's almost impossible for me to move any further. Lin Feng felt a bit helpless. Originally, Jialan City was not that difficult, there were some small hotels that could be paid for. Recently, due to the Zhengling insurance fraud case, the management of Jialan City has been stricter. Regular registered hotels, inns, etc. must be strictly screened. In this way, Lin Feng's eggs hurt. He needs a normal life now. That's no problem. I'll have Yi Qian take you to the police station to handle it later. I happen to have Yi Qian go to the police station to check the information. Zhang Qing nodded lightly and said. Okay, thank you Uncle Zhang then. Lin Feng quickly thanked him. You go out first and wait a moment. Zhang Qing said to Lin Feng and then called Yi Qian over, Xiao Yi, let Lin Feng go to the lounge first. Okay, Yi Qian said after Lin Feng left. Zhang Qing called Gao Xing and said, Gao Xing, why did you misidentify your brothers again? Haha, Lao Zhang, let me tell you, this Lin Feng is a fierce man. He beat Zhao Tai. It's so fucking cool. Zhao Tai dared to treat me like that at the beginning. Gao Xing laughed heartily and said. Alright, I have something else to do, I'll hang up for now. Zhang Cheng is just calling to confirm. Besides, Lin Feng is a gangster, and if there are no other issues, Zhang Cheng will also help. Port Affairs New Village. Here, with mottled brownish-yellow exterior walls, winding stone steps, rows of green wooden doors, and rusty anti-theft windows, one can easily see an old residential area built against the mountains, layered and out of place with the surrounding modern office buildings. This can be considered a city village. Many migrant workers live here. Originally, with Wang Xingda's salary and Tao Yinghong's salary, they could certainly afford to live in a good neighborhood. Tao Yinghong chose this place for safety reasons, and making bombs here would not be under anyone's control. In the previous paragraph, Tao Yinghong directly set the rented area on fire, which would be unimaginable if it were in a good community in the city. Wang Xingda, let's go see our daughter together tomorrow. Tao Yinghong sat on the hot steps and said in a flat tone, looking like a machine without any warmth. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Tomorrow, see you at the Cross River Bridge. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Tomorrow, see you at the Cross River Bridge. Wang Xingda looked a bit old and tired, and he said to Tao Yinghong, how about it? Forget it. Bang. Tao Yinghong threw all the meat buns and drinks in her hand onto the ground. She stood up abruptly and kicked Wang Xingda to the ground, saying, come, look into my eyes, look into my eyes. Say it again. Wang Xingda dared not look at Tao Yinghong and said, I dreamt of Meng Meng again last night. She wants us to live well, Yinghong. We are doing this to smear Meng Meng. Wang Xingda, 5 years ago, Meng Meng called you twice. Those were Meng Meng's distress calls, but you didn't answer either. You were an accomplice in killing Meng Meng. I told you last month that I gave you a choice. Tao Yinghong said with a smile on her face, and don't you want to see Meng Meng? What's wrong with reuniting with Meng Meng with me? Wang Xingda felt waves of heartache. 5 years ago. My daughter has been dead for 5 years, but Wang Xingda's entire heart died long after her death. No one will buy her gloves anymore. My daughter always buys her gloves, which is why Wang Xingda almost loses control when he receives Li Shiqing's gloves. 5 years ago, he missed his daughter's distress call because he left his phone in the car. 4 years ago, he and Tao Yinghong moved from Jiaodao to Jialan, but he was not recognized by the manager when applying for a bus driver position. Why do they forget their daughter? Why can they easily put it down? Not to mention the information in the video barrage that insults my daughter. Meng Meng is only 20 years old. How could they slander someone they don't know so much online? Livestock. Garbage. Because of this, Wang Xingda and Tao Yinghong stirred up a desire for revenge. For a full 4 years, Tao Yinghong has been conducting experiments in the garage. She wants to create an explosion on the number 45 bus. She doesn't think she was hallucinating at first, but stubbornly believes that there must be a murderer who harmed her daughter on this bus. My daughter passed away at 1:45 a.m. on May 13, 5 years ago. She originally intended to detonate the bomb at 1:45 on May 13. But because she caused a fire in the garage while manufacturing a bomb on April 4, the garage needs to undergo fire safety inspections in the coming days. Therefore, Tao Yinghong must detonate the bomb in advance. Tomorrow, at 1:45, she will detonate a bomb while the number 45 bus is passing through the Cross River Bridge. But today, Wang Xingda told himself to forget it. Forget it. Anyone can say that, but you, Wang Xingda, have no qualifications. You don't qualify, do you know? Tao Yinghong roared at Wang Xingda and said, coward, useless. Whether you help me or not, I will do it tomorrow. After speaking, Tao Yinghong turned around and left. Pop. Wang Xingde sat up and gave himself a hard slap. I am a coward, I am a coward. Wang Xingde murmured to himself, cute, waiting for dad. The station ahead is Happy Song Community. Passengers who want to disembark, please prepare to disembark. The bus number 45 sounded a stop announcement. It's not surprising that Lin Feng sat in the last row listening to this station announcement. He's just a little curious. If it weren't for the tight schedule, he would really want to go to the Joy Song community to take a look and see if there are any beautiful women around. But now, Lin Feng needs to go find Li Shiqing. He needs to give Li Shiqing a wake-up call. There is not much time left for her. Just now, Lin Feng has already processed his ID card. With the help of Yi Qian, the process went exceptionally smoothly. Lin Feng is not interested in the Zhengling case that Yi Qian investigated. After all, this case is not present in The Beginning, nor is it present in The Big Shot, and it is also not present in familiar film and television dramas. Since it doesn't exist, it's not important. Lin Feng's current focus is on Tao Yinghong. Compared to the somewhat rational Wang Xingde, Tao Yinghong has completely gone crazy. At first, there was no one in the men's restroom, but Tao Yinghong insisted that she had heard a pervert on the number 45 bus in the men's restroom. Because of this, she did not sign the settlement agreement. Because of this, she was almost caught as a lunatic on the bus. Because of this, the bomb she had been making for 4 years finally succeeded on the 4th of last month. How angry can a mother lose her daughter? You can tell by looking at Tao Yinghong. As for Wang Xingde, he was equally angry, but he could only participate in this explosion attack in the end because he had no choice. Today, the driver of bus number 45 is not Wang Xingde. Just when I got on the car, Lin Feng asked and said that Wang Xingde is resting today. Obviously, this is preparing for tomorrow's explosion. At Gongwu Xinsuan Station, Lin Feng did not get off. If you want to find Tao Yinghong there, that's to look for a needle in a haystack. Let's wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Tao Yinghong will carry a pot and board the train from Gongwu Xinsuan Station. In the blink of an eye, the University City Station has arrived. Lin Feng sent a message to Li Shiqing. I'm waiting for you at the University City Station. Li Shiqing, who was at school, was suddenly startled when she received a message from Lin Feng. Then she replied, abnormal, don't disturb me again. By forcing a group of experts to analyze, Li Shiqing has determined that Lin Feng is a pervert. She dared not report to the police because it was almost impossible to say what kind of impact this pervert might have on Li Shiqing. So she can only say a few words. Okay. Young people. It seems that you really need to explode a few times to become proficient. See you tomorrow at the Cross River Bridge. Lin Feng sent Li Shiqing this message. Li Shiqing in the library no longer replied to Lin Feng. Tomorrow, she will go to the Sanlian bookstore in the city center to buy books, and indeed she needs to take the number 45 bus, but she doesn't believe what Lin Feng said. Explosion. She doesn't believe it. In the evening, Jingxin Garden. Come on, pour all the wine, come on, today Qiangzi is coming home. It's a good thing, why are you all looking bitter? Lao Jiang lifted his glass and said. He, Lao Jiao, and Qiangzi all worked on the construction site, but after the accident, they didn't work anymore. Qiangzi wants to go back to his hometown. This meal is considered as farewell wine. The others are going back to their hometown. I also want to go back to my hometown. If the construction site doesn't start, I can't even pay the rent. I really regret not studying well. When I applied for a job, the security guard showed me the door and nobody wanted it. As for Lao Jiao, his daughter is going to take the high school entrance exam and he cannot go back for fear of affecting her. Especially when Lao Jiao listened to Lao Zhang's heroic deeds worth 20,000 yuan, he was even more envious. These people are all ordinary people. Dare to work hard for 20,000 yuan. Chen Yongqiang almost worked hard for over 4,000 yuan. On the other hand, Zhao Tai makes a bet that starts at 50,000 yuan, and playing a big roulette starts at several 100,000 yuan. When people like Lao Jiao and Chen Yongqiang felt a heavy burden moving forward, Zhao Tai and others rode on Lao Jiao and their bodies, and time passed peacefully. This night, Lao Jiao and his companions are bidding farewell to Qiangzi. That night, Li Shiqing continued to push her, but she couldn't help but read the content of the post. That night, Lin Feng finally had a good rest at the hotel. That night, Wang Xingde missed his daughter in the staff dormitory. That night, Tao Yinghong held the pot and laughed foolishly. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Buses really exploded. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. Buses really exploded. The next day, Lin Feng slept until 11 o'clock and found that it was still early. Then he arrived at the "Can You Really Be Slow Still" museum first. Lu Yao, this is 200 yuan from yesterday. I'll pay you back. Lin Feng smiled at Lu Yao and said, I recognized a police uncle, and he helped me solve the problem of black households. Now I can also work. Lu Yao said happily, really? That would be great. Yeah, I won't say it anymore. Lin Feng glanced at the time and said, I have something else to do. In the evening, I will treat you to dinner, express my gratitude to you, and also call on Teacher Wu. You are all good people. After speaking, Lin Feng turned around and left. He didn't give Lu Yao a chance to react at all. Hey! Lu Yao wanted to stop Lin Feng, but found that he had already left. She really doesn't want to see Teacher Wu. 5 years ago, Teacher Wu just became a counselor. This Teacher Wu is good at everything, but he is too enthusiastic. At school, Teacher Wu may still be able to protect her. Can you leave school? If someone were to protect Wang Mengmeng, how could she become like this? If they die, they will all suffer from internet explosions. Those internet explosions were too scary. Lu Yao didn't dare to take photos, she was afraid. Lu Yao, what's wrong? My colleague, the chubby girl, looked at Lu Yao with a slightly pale expression and asked. Oh, it's okay. Lu Yao shook her head slightly, then she took the 200 yuan in her hand and said, Big fat, see. There are still many good people in the world. After leaving the photo studio, Lin Feng stopped a taxi and said to the taxi driver, Master, go to the Cross River Bridge. The taxi driver started and reminded, Young man, you can't park over the Yangtze River Bridge. It's okay, just put me on the other side of the bridge. Lin Feng said indifferently. At this moment, Lin Feng glanced at the time and it was already 12 o'clock. 20 minutes later, Lin Feng got off the other side of the Cross River Bridge. According to the plot of The Beginning, when Li Shiqing first exploded, she fell asleep. So, no one can say for sure whether this first explosion was a collision with an oil tanker at a crossroads or a bomb detonated on a Cross River Bridge. For this, Lin Feng is preparing to guard the Cross River Bridge first. Check if the number 45 bus will explode on time on the Cross River Bridge. However, as there was still time until 1:45, Lin Feng stopped a taxi and arrived at the place where Li Shiqing and Xiao Huyan got off. Even immediately after, Lin Feng asked a taxi to take him from this place to the Kuzhen Slow Photography Studio, which took about 30 minutes. So when Lin Feng asked the taxi driver to come from the Kuzhen Slow Photography Studio to the Quajiang Bridge again, Li Shiqing had already been sitting on the bus for a long time. She has classes in the morning and is preparing to go to the Sanlian bookstore in the city center to buy books in the afternoon. She didn't believe Lin Feng's words. Or, to put it another way, Lin Feng said she didn't believe that the number 45 bus she was taking today was about to explode. It's hard not to say that. Do you want him to give it a try? What international joke are you joking about? Because Li Shiqing was too tired, she felt drowsy sitting on the bus. At this time, Dongwu Xinsuan Station. Tao Yinghong and Lao Jiao are waiting for the number 45 bus at the same time. Lao Jiao was kicked out by the landlord. Of course, as the landlord said, it was not easy. The landlord gave Lao Jiao a suitcase and also gave him a few tens of yuan, and he was short of half a month's rent. Lao Jiao is already very grateful. His biggest concern now is his daughter, who doesn't want to take this year's college entrance examination and wants to work with others. There are many students in Green Vine City who can earn tens of thousands of yuan per month. Lao Jiao directly advised his daughter not to even think about it. What are you joking about? Can high school students earn tens of thousands of yuan per month? So Lao Jiao reminded his daughter to work hard and not to think about other things. Sigh. When waiting for the bus, Lao Jiao let out a sigh. As for Tao Yinghong, she held her pot and remained silent, waiting for the number 45 bus. 10 minutes later, bus number 45 stopped at Dongwu Xinsuan Station. The car door opened and Wang Xingde looked at his wife Tao Yinghong. The two of them exchanged a glance, but neither spoke, but everything remained silent. Tao Yinghong got into the car, threw in 2 coins, and then sat by the window holding a pot. The noise on the bus was no longer important to her. "Cute, Mom will be seeing you soon," Tao Yinghong said in her heart. Since the number 45 bus has not been able to detect any molesters so far, let's not investigate. A year ago, Wang Xingde told Tao Yinghong, "I've been driving this train for 3 years, but I've never heard of any molesters, and the surveillance footage is very clear. Every time I check the footage, there are no molesters at all." It is obvious that not only others believe that Tao Yinghong is crazy, but Wang Xingde also clearly believes that Tao Yinghong is crazy. Back then, surveillance footage showed that there were no people entering or exiting the men's restroom at the police station. So, Tao Yinghong had an illusion. Why did Wang Xingde come to Jialan City with Tao Yinghong? On the one hand, he wanted to start from scratch with Tao Yinghong, and on the other hand, he wanted to apply for the number 45 bus. He wanted to uncover the molester, he wanted to uncover the perpetrator who had hurt him. It has been 3 years now, and there are no molesters at all. However, what Wang Xingde said about Tao Yinghong was not heard at all. Tao Yinghong has been making homemade bombs for the past 3 years. Since you can't give me justice, then I will take this justice myself. This is Tao Yinghong's decision. She has no way out. Whenever she has a path, she won't think of taking it. My daughter came out at 1:45 p.m. So now she's going to detonate the bomb at 1:45. In the same train, at the same time, there may be a molester inside. Then let's explode. Tao Yinghong tightly grasped the pot in her hand and said in her heart. She glanced at the time again. There are still the last 5 minutes. Since her daughter was born 5 years ago, she and Wang Xingde have only been known as husband and wife, without any real marital status. She hates Wang Xingde for not receiving his daughter's distress call. But is it really Wang Xingde's fault? He is working hard, and he treats his daughter very well and comforts her in every way. Even her daughter is closer to Wang Xingde because she is sometimes strict. As for myself, I chose Wang Xingde as a foolish kid because he is down to earth, capable, and treats me well. If my daughter hadn't died, she might have gotten married now. In a few years, if she had a chubby baby, she would have become a grandmother. Hee hee. Tao Yinghong suddenly laughed. If there is a next life, she will also marry Wang Xingde. She will protect her daughter well. In this lifetime. That's all for now. Cute, Mom is here. Don't be afraid. Tao Yinghong said and pulled the switch on the pot. Bang! The bus really exploded. End of this chapter.